Welcome back to the Lotus Sutra podcast. I'm your host, William Altig, and I'm excited to explore the profound teachings of the Buddha as we continue our journey into the second chapter of the Sutra of Immeasurable Meanings, titled Expounding the Dharma. Before we dive into today's episode, let's take a moment to recap what we covered last week. We discussed the enlightening conversation between the Buddha and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Great Adornment, who was leading a company of 80,000 bodhisattvas. The Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Great Adornment, had a pressing question. How could bodhisattvas quickly attain supreme perfect awakening? In response, the Buddha shared the approach called Immeasurable Meanings and explained that it lies in realizing that all things are tranquil and empty in nature. By understanding this, bodhisattvas can break through the delusion that bind beings suffering and can cultivate compassion for all living beings. Now that we're all caught up, let's pick up where we left off. The Bodhisattva, Great Adornment, wanting to know more, he asked the Buddha to explain the difference between the teachings he'd given over the past 40 years and the current teachings of the Immeasurable Meanings. Furthermore, why was this practice certain to lead to a rapid attainment of supreme perfect enlightenment? The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, began to elaborate. He spoke of the one Dharma, a state of having no attributes, and the ultimate reality of attributes. He said, the immeasurable meanings arise from the one Dharma, and this one Dharma is namely the state of having no attributes. He explained that this ultimate reality empowers bodhisattvas to genuinely alleviate the sufferings of beings, bringing them relief and joy. This practice of the one Dharma is the essence of the Immeasurable Meanings approach, a method that accelerates the path to supreme perfect awakening. As we unravel the Buddha's teachings, we see that they guide us not just to intellectual knowledge, but to a transformative understanding of life and existence. It's about learning to see the world not as a collection of separate, isolated entities, but as interconnected, interdependent manifestations of the same underlying reality. This view of the world is the core of the Buddha's teachings, the foundation of the Dharma, and it's this perception shift, this new way of seeing the world that represents a leap toward enlightenment, toward supreme perfect awakening. Till next time, keep contemplating immeasurable meanings, keep observing the interconnectedness of all things, keep cultivating compassion for all beings, and keep striving for supreme perfect awakening. I'll see you in the next episode. This is Lotus Sutra Podcast.